to another video. Today I'm here to do a video about my childhood books. If you can tell, this is another setting. I'm not in my home. I'm away from the city, and this is my bookshelf of my childhood books that I didn't keep in Lisbon because, as you can probably tell sometimes, my room is so full that these books didn't fit there, so they came here. So some of the books that I keep with me in my bedroom at home are some of my favorite books that I read when I was around between 9 and 13, so probably something that you would categorize as middle grade, or that we call infanto-juvenil. Now these books, however, are not middle grade. These are literally fairy tales, child fiction, Disney stories, stuff like that. And I want to start with a basic one, basically, that I already mentioned, and that is my collection of Disney books, and it's right behind me, and it's a 40 books collection. Some are missing, but what's more interesting of this collection is that it's an audiobook collection. So you have, and I'm 20 years old. This is a tape, and these are the audiobooks. So you'd have to, my mom used to play them in the car when I was small, so I would listen to stories. This one is Tarzan, and it's one of the stories that I wanted to show you because it's one of my favorites. Tarzan is so rare that it's all broken inside, and it's basically the story from the movie, so it doesn't even have an author. It's filled with pictures, middle size letters are not that big, and I remember being very small and my dad reading these stories to me, and they hold a very dear place in my heart. One that I really remember my dad reading to me, I have this vague but firm memory of him reading Sleeping Beauty to me because my dad used to read me out loud every time I went to bed, and that's how you develop a love for books and children. Guys, take notes. That's what I usually tell people. My mom says that they used to read this to me out loud so much that I memorized the stories, and then I would know when to turn the page, where the comma sound is, or the absence of sound, so it would look as if I was reading to other people, so they would be amazed that I knew how to read at 2 years old. I didn't, but it did make things a lot easier. Another one that was basically my childhood until I was like 5 years old, and you probably are familiar with this because I know the concept came from America, and then they made the Portuguese version of it, and I was a very big fan. But I didn't watch it on TV, I watched it in VHS. So yeah, a lot of people that are slightly or 10 years older than me also grew up with this, and it's Sesame Street. Now this is the books that accompany the series, and this is about the yellow bird that wants to be sick. I really remember this one and reading this one. I don't know how you call him in America, we call him Popas Amarelo. And it's amazing, it's so sweet and cute, and the episodes were so educational as well. So it was really interesting, and I'm so happy I grew up with this series. We call him Rua Sésamo, so Sesame Street, as you would. And yeah, I have almost all of the books in this collection as well. And another series that is very popular here in Portugal, and also in other countries like France and Belgium, are the Martine Tales, or as we call her in Portugal, Anita. And these books, this is a very big collection, I don't even own all of them, and I have like 15 books, are about a girl that, you know, is discovering the world, and she's like, her age varies between 5 and 9. She grows up during the series, but it's not very well organized, and she kind of changes faces as well. She always finds something new, or she discovers about something during one of the books. The first one in the collection is her babysitting her brother. So the title is Anita being a mother. Anita mother. It's a really cute story, and I really love the illustrations in this particular one. They are really sweet and beautiful, and I wish I could draw like this. Another one that is a favorite of almost everyone that I've talked to about these books is the Anita Learns Ballet. And why is this so good? Because inside does not only tell a story about learning ballet, it also tells you stuff about ballet. So you can see here, it tells you about first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position, and you know, dégagé, and here you have a rond de jambe. So it's kind of a very educational book. I would pretend that I knew how to dance ballet in my room with these illustrations to guide me, because they are beautiful and really well done and very, very interesting. And it is a very, very educational story. There's almost an adventure for everything. There's one about her learning the cello. There's one about her finding out what are the 4 seasons and why they are 4 seasons, something like that. And they're really, really fun. Another one that I really enjoyed when I was a small child is not a mainstream one. I mean, I loved encyclopedias, and then I loved fairy tales. And I would always carry a book with me, so I have many here below, which are like a book that collects many folklore stories and fairy tales. And this one it's a collection they did. I have 3 of these of fairy tales or folklore tales from several people or places, and then they are illustrated by Russian illustrators. And this one is the most beautiful tales from Russia, and I really remember loving this one. You can see how well loved this is. I really look, oh god, it's sometimes I cry when I look at this book. That being said, I really love it, as you can probably tell. And the illustrations are really creepy, but at the same time beautiful. Much more realistic than like something like illustrations by Disney books. And the tales are literally folklore, so I've never heard of them outside of this book. You have something like the Firebird, which is probably the most common one, but then you have something like the Sweet Pancake or the Bear King, and they are really creepy, but as well as really cool. I love this one. And the other one, I have 2 more, but one that you're probably familiarized with is the Grimm Tales, and this one is also in that collection, so it's illustrated by the Russian school. You probably know, they have very popular stories like Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and some others like the gold geese. I think that's how you say it in English. Yeah, and it's also illustrated by the Russian school, and it's beautiful, and it's the original tales, so they don't have the positive ending that the Disney books always have, Disney stories, but the illustrations are beautiful. To finish, I want to talk to you about a Portuguese collection. Not a Portuguese collection, but it's like a phenomenon here. Everyone, since my parents, read this saga, this series that was written by an English writer, Enid Blyton, I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she is the author of many children's stories. I was never really into this, but at the same time I remember reading them, and it's the first adventure books that I read. It's The Five by Enid Blyton. This is a saga. There's at least 21 of them in these new editions, but my parents read them in older editions, and my godmother has them all, and it's like an entire shelf of them. It's a lot. And this is a team of 4 kids and a dog, so the 5. And they go into these crazy adventures, and it's really interesting. And we have kind of this in Portugal, and it's called Uma Aventura, or One Adventure. And it's also, it's 5 kids, or pre-teens, more like pre-teenagers, and 2 dogs, and they always go on adventures, and there's like 51 of these. 51. I love these authors, but I usually read their other saga or series, which is time traveling. These though are a phenomenon here in Portugal. These by these Portuguese authors, these 2 Portuguese authors, are like everyone has read one of them. I've read one of them. Everyone has read one of this series, because it's a must. It's a must, and they adapted to TV, so even if you didn't read it, you know the stories because they they were on TV a lot. And then of course to finish there's also more Disney, and one of the I have these books by that were like storybooks based from the movies, and one of them that I've never actually seen the entire movie, I think, or if I did, it was once in school, in primary school, and it's The Prince and the Poor, and it's like two identical people, and they see each other on the streets, and the prince is tired of being a prince and the poor is tired of being poor, so they exchange identities. This book is really cool and really interesting. This story is really cute, and I really like double Mickey Mouse. It's adorable. That being said, this video is probably way too long already, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like it or subscribe down below. All my media stuff is also in the description box. I would love it if you check it out if you want to, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!